Hi, my name is Max Stern, and this is my Dev Week presentation for my game, which is called The Deepest Depths. So, as you can see here, we have a splash screen, which you use to jump into the game. These are the different game modes that I have, that I am currently working on developing. Currently, Endless is the only one that fully works, and even then, I'm still working on improving it. So, upon entering into the game, you kind of hear an ambient kind of sound design that I've created within this game. And the purpose of that pinging kind of sonar sound that you hear is that it functions as kind of a directional audio cue. If you see here, so this end kind of location was actually placed pretty close to the start. So the start was right here. This is where that audio ping cue is coming from. So you see that ladder. That is the so that is what will take us to the next level. But as you can tell from this level change, you cannot hear that audio cue. And looking at the overview, you can see that that is all the way over here, so it makes sense why you shouldn't hear it at this point. But basically what is happening at this point is I have, taking a look at this, I have worked on the algorithm, the base algorithm that I use to actually generate the maze every time that it's reloaded. I've tweaked that so that it actually works much better and works and loads the assets more efficiently. At the end of my first pass of this project back in spring of 2019, it was technically functional, but it was very slow to load any assets, and it was a very janky kind of algorithm that I was using. I'm still using the same algorithm, but I've kind of refined it to the point where it loads faster and it loads more efficiently. That's kind of the main algorithm that I'm using in this project. But I'm also still working on trying to implement a more interesting kind of motivation for the user to get to the ending. So, as I discussed in my 5th week demonstration, I'm working on trying to create an enemy asset to race you to the finish line. If we, let's see, take a look. That algorithm is called the A pathfinding algorithm. And I'm trying to get that to function. I'm not having a ton of success at this point, but I'm still working on it because that's the one that I would like to figure out by the end of the semester. At this point, I'm pretty happy with the state of the other algorithm that I've made, the depth first search algorithm. That one I have successfully adapted from its original purpose to run more efficiently. But I will not consider it really a success unless I figure out that a pathfinding algorithm. Because at this point, a sonar pinging is not super interesting. The entire rest of the functionality of the game I think is kind of interesting, and the implementation is interesting. But if we're being honest, who's going to want to play a game for longer than like 2 levels unless there's some sort of interesting motivation to get you to the finish? I think that taking the form of an actual enemy that you're kind of trying to beat in each of these levels, and if not, it kills you or maims you or however you want to say that. I think that's a pretty interesting motivation behind why you should get to the ending. Going from here, I'm still working on recreating the assets, because if you look at this version, you can see that there are a lot of kind of really weird edges that just don't look quite right. I'm working on those within Blender right now. I have not implemented them yet, but I'm getting close to making sure that they can all mesh together and look right. And other than that, I don't believe there's anything else I have to add. So I'm going to sign off and say this has been my project for week 10 Dev Week. Thank you so much for watching.